Happy Saturday. Hope you're having a great day, a great weekend so far. So my name is Patrice Buller. For anybody that doesn't know me, I'm a wife and a mommy to 2 little boys, 3 and 9 months. And I also own a personal training, group fitness instructing, so a faith-based fitness business called FunkyyFit's. So I not only get to encourage women locally in their health and fitness, but now through online health and fitness coaching, I get to encourage and help women all over the country and help them to just see real life-changing results and become a better version of themselves. So that's been such a blessing. I'm so excited to be here this morning with a special guest, Mama FunkyyFit's. We were going to hop on here and maybe share a little bit of a workout, but I just really think her story is so relatable and so powerful that I wanted her to just share a little bit of her heart with you guys today. So if you're hopping in here live, thanks for being here. If you're catching the playback, thanks for being here. And we're just going to hop right into it. So take us back to December timeframe before my first challenge group started. What were you feeling mentally, physically, emotionally? Where were you?
December was a time when I felt so lethargic, no energy, couldn't get out of bed. I would lay there saying, I need to work out. And I have a treadmill, so no excuse. I didn't have to wait to go to a gym, which never worked for me. I'd pay the memberships, waste money, so I got a treadmill. I used to get on it, have a good time, but at some point it became a little boring for me. But still it was something to do, and that was my go-to. But I'd lay on the side of my bed and I'd say, I need to work out. That's about as far as I got. So by December, I was in a place where I knew I got to do something, but I wasn't motivated, guys. And it goes a little further back than December because my coach / daughter actually moved in with me with her family for a short time because they sold their home and they were waiting for their new home to be built. So I was blessed to have them with me 24/7. But what Patrice decided to do was, she said, Mom, I'll do the food shopping and I'll do the cooking. And so, you know, I like that because I don't like to cook. So she fixed food. I was thrilled because I knew I could eat healthy food. I've tasted it before and enjoyed it at her house, but now I had it every day. But the first time she fixed my plate, I have to confess, my portion size on my plate used to be incredible, okay? And she fixed my plate and I said, is this for Julian? Because I knew that wasn't enough food for me. But I ate it. And surprisingly, after I ate it, I said, okay, I'm really okay. So that was a big joke.
That's funny. All right, so what made you commit so fast? I remember telling you, Mom, I have this group starting. I'm so excited. I wasn't really telling you to invite you. No offense, but I didn't think that you would join and commit to it. And so I was just sharing my excitement with you. What made you decide that you wanted to be a part of it?
Well, first off, just a little bit as my journey. It includes, because I'm certainly not a superhero, guys. I'm just like anybody else. And I'd have my moments where I wanted to work out because I knew it was good for me. I come from a family with disease and illness. All of my mother's generation, including my mom and my dad, died way too soon, and it was because of diseases that were really preventable. So when I watched my mother suffer, she had an immune deficiency disease called Guillain-Barré disease, and it attacked her muscles because it usually attacks the weakest part of the body. For her was her muscles. She couldn't walk, she was wheelchair bound, and I used to watch a woman who was so full of life, just so limited. And in the back of my mind, I was really afraid that that was going to happen to me. So I would have moments where I'd say, okay, picking up a few pounds, getting a little slower, let's work out. I'd work out, get it off a little bit, but I'd drop it like it was hot. I couldn't develop a consistency. And out of the fear, that used to motivate me to get moving. But like I said, right before I started this group, that didn't even motivate me anymore. I was so sedentary, so tired that I couldn't get up out of bed. So I was literally afraid. In November, I was laying in bed and I literally cried and prayed to the Lord, and I said, Lord, I don't understand what's happening to me. I don't understand why I'm not getting up and doing what I need to do. I have inflammation in my shoulders, aches and pains, chronic pain in my hip. Sometimes if I sat too long, I'd get up and look like I was about 100 years old, like no joke, because of the stiffness and the pain. But I still wasn't motivated to move. And I cried and I said, God, I need you to save me from myself. So in December, I got a little Apple iPhone, finally crossed over from my Android, right? Family was thrilled. So they all came over that weekend to have fun with me with the phone. And that's why Patrice was here. And while she was here, she was online and doing this stuff. And I said, what are you doing? And she said, oh, my Beachbody group. And I'm setting up. And I said, can I join? She
I was
said,
like, well, I mean, you know, this is, it's a commitment, you know, you got to commit, you got to eat healthy, you got to exercise. Almost like trying to talk her out of it because I didn't think she would. I'm like, you know, this particular group, you have to get your materials and you have to get your stuff. Like, it costs a little bit of money.
Mm-hmm.
So
She knew her mama, basically. And so I said, I know, but I want to join. And I said, what does it entail? So she gave me the whole story. And then I said to her, I probably won't do all that posting stuff because that's just not me. Even Facebook, she put me on Facebook years ago. It was all for a front. And I slowly, you know, kind of got into it, but still not on a regular basis. So I warned her, I probably won't be a group member like you want because I can't do that. But I will try to see what I can do.
So talk us through that first month. So we started you off. I wanted to help her find a program that was fun and upbeat and, you know, kind of engaging so that she would be committed to want to do it. And so we started off with a fun dance program, and that was kind of right up your alley, right?
Yes.
Talk us through like that program, because it was an adjustment. You had to go from not working out at all to committing to working out and eating healthy. Like, how was that adjustment?
Well, it worked out because I ordered Beachbody's Shaun T, Hip Hop Abs and all of that like years ago. Never did anything with it, but don't tell anybody. So it was here. I didn't have to wait for my program to come in. I had one that I could start with, and I always loved to dance. So I figured that would maybe get me started. But I have to tell you, even with that, my body wasn't ready for it. I would start, and I gave myself permission to modify. See, in the past, I used to set this high standard for myself and be like, no, I've got to do 100 of these 20 times a day. Then I overdid it, and through the pain and all of that from it, I drop it real quickly. But this time I said, I'm going to start out with modifying and just see what I can do. So I started it out, but I have to tell you, it was really funny because I was huffing and puffing and thinking, there's no way I can do this. I mean, I was huffing and puffing from the modifier, okay? But I did it. And then after a couple of weeks of doing it every day, which wasn't my story, because I would do things for 2 weeks, and like I said, just my pattern, I would drop it like it was hot. But this time I was excited because I kept coming back. Each week I said, okay, let's see if I can do a little more. Then the modifier wasn't who I was following anymore because I could do a little more than that. But I wasn't ready for the advanced folks yet. So I actually created my own little in-between thing that looked like the modifier and a little bit of the other guys just to see what my body could do. And I kept pushing and pushing and pushing. So the dancing was fun. It helped motivate me with all the tiredness and the huffing and puffing to keep coming back. And by a couple of weeks of doing it consistently, I was able to do a little more. I was developing some more stamina and strength, which was exciting for me.
And then you kind of got bit by the bug, and she was asking for something a little bit more difficult. I'm like, all right, are you sure? So next you went to like a Pilates yoga program, which is flexibility and strength, a lot of like up and down off the floor, planks. Like, how was that for you? Because I know you had the aches and pains initially.
Yes. So when I started, she's absolutely right. The inflammation was really chronic, and I couldn't get down on my hands or elbows for planks or any of that. She started doing those, what are they called?
Challenges?
No. What's the thing that I learned how to do?
Oh, burpee.
Yes, the burpee things, right? I saw her, Shalene, doing burpees, and I saw her, and I go, no way. So I made up my own version of a burpee, where I would just get down slowly, foot back, come back up, you know, and then over time, Pilates helps you strengthen and stretch, and it really helped. And then with the eating right, I'm telling you, it changed the inflammation in my body. I realized that little equation they give us, or that formula, that percentage where they say 80% is what we're eating, 20% is what we're doing, the workout, is true. Because as I stopped eating the things that weren't healthy for me, it started changing my body, which was what my main goal was. I wanted to lose weight, but I wanted to feel better, and I wanted to strengthen, because I just wasn't strong at all. And then Patrice, coach, would do these little challenges of planks. And I'll never forget, the first plank I did, I don't think I made it to 10 seconds. I was like, okay, I'm done. But I kept doing a little more, and time increased. So it really worked.
And also, one of the funny stories is you were at my house and you wouldn't even participate in the challenges. You weren't one that would do them. And when I said, well, Mom, did you do the mini challenge that I posted in the group? And you're like, no, there's no way I can do it. I didn't even try. And I was like, try. Like,
that's true.
Right now, get on the floor, try. If you can't do it, you can't do it. If you can do for 5 seconds, then that's great. Like, let's just see what you can do. Yeah. She was like, all right, I'll try. She did the entire challenge. This was, I think, some sort of like ab thing. She did it not modified, the leg raises. She did it not modified, and she did it for the whole minute or however many it was supposed to be. So a lot of it is we set those limitations for ourselves, and then we don't even attempt to try because we think we can't do it. We talk ourselves out of it before we even try. So I think a lot of what happened for Mom is she kind of pushed through those comforts and pushed through those limitations to actually see what she could do. And then she was able to do more and more and more and more. So that's the key, is like, yes, I try to set you up with a program that will initially get you, motivated to get going and as you establish that habit. But some of it also, though, is now she's doing programs, that I'm doing. And she's doing it not necessarily because it looks so fun and she wants to try it, but because she wants to challenge herself. She wants to push herself out of her comfort zone, because that's where the change happens. So some of it is, kind of catering to your style, but another of it is I try to do that, tough love, where it's like, all right, well, let's see what you can do. You never know until you try.
Right.
So she's moved on to weight, incorporating weights and higher intensity. Now she's doing all different types of programs that are just literally like changing her body, her stamina, going up and down the steps. Like, you breeze up and down these steps like it's nothing.
I do.
Getting up and down off the floor, playing with my kids. And honestly, when I lived here at that point, I had Julian, who was about 2 at the time, and she wasn't necessarily getting up down off the floor. And if she did, she would kind of struggle, and she had pain in her shoulders, so she wasn't really lifting them up. So to fast forward only 6 months and to see her lifting the baby up and working out with them, they're like hopping in her workouts, and just to see her love of this lifestyle is incredible. That's what I love, is like, it's not a chore anymore. It's not, something that, she kind of has to do. She wants to do, which we'll talk about.
And my energy, oh my gosh, it's off the chart. Like, I have to say to myself now, slow down. Why are you rushing? You're not running late. But I'm like flying everywhere I'm going because the energy is there. It just blows my mind. And I still wake up thinking, I'm going to probably fall back today into that person that I was, because I could never imagine that I would be here. And I do have days where I wake up and I go, I'm not feeling a workout this morning. But then I go, but you're not going to get it in tonight because you're going to be really tired after the client. So just do 5 minutes. Just get a little bit in. But you know what? Once I get started, that whole biological thing happens, the physiological thing. My body starts to release those chemicals. I feel better. I get more energy. And before I know it, I'm finishing the whole routine.
It's science, physiological.
Yeah.
So with that, so yes, we kind of fast forward to where you are now, But at the beginning, you didn't necessarily see the results that you were hoping for, that you thought you would see. So you were kind of looking around left and right, comparing yourself to other people who were maybe losing a little bit faster, because all of our bodies are different, literally down to our bone structure. We can't compare ourselves to other people because we're different. We're all different. Our bodies respond differently. But I remember you being a little bit frustrated that first few weeks and that first month, because you were putting in the work. You were eating healthy every single day. You were working out every single day. So you were like, I'm not really understanding why the number on the scale isn't reflecting my hard work.
Good point.
So what made you push through even when you didn't see the results that you thought? Because that's usually when people quit, is when they feel like they're doing what they're supposed to do and they don't see results, then that's it, they're done. What made you push through that to then be where you are now?
She's right. I remember the earlier first couple of months, I would see folks post how much weight they were losing in inches, and I'd go, my scale's not moving. Patrice, what's going on? I promise you, I'm working out. I promise you, I'm still eating and making the right choices, but I'm not seeing it on my scale. She was so encouraging. She said, don't look at the scale. If you need to, push it away. Don't weigh yourself this week. Just focus on what you're doing and feel good about that. And she taught me how to celebrate those little achievements by just making different choices for myself. But I'll tell you what helped also. I didn't see it on the scale. I could tell there was a little change with inches, but my body felt differently. I actually felt stronger. And I could see where, I think I mentioned a few minutes ago, if I would start a routine, I might start with the modifier, but then try to move a little more, and I could do it. That was exciting for me until the strengthening and the stamina helped me keep going. So I didn't make the scale my primary focus. That's why Patrice will put out there, let's talk about the non-scale victories. What's happening that doesn't have anything to do with your weight? And then I was really excited about sharing those kinds of things and being able to lift my boys, you know, and get on the floor with my boys. That means everything to me, because this fear in the back of my head is I'm going to lose my ability to do that at some point when it's out of my control, because aging is imminent, okay? So one day I'm not going to be able to do it, but today I can. Today I can figure out what's going to help support me doing that and figure out how I can keep it going.
Yeah. I love the non-scale victories, but you have a pretty cool scale victory too. Do you want to share at this point in 6 months, what's your total weight loss?
Yes. Well, let me go back a little more. Okay, so 2016, I had these folks here with me and, you know, watched her. She was pregnant, working out and doing all this stuff, and I was like, okay, that's pretty amazing for her. And then she was also preparing the food, so I was eating right, and I lost some weight, and I got excited about that. But by July of 2016, I went on a cruise, ate all this food. She left me, the family left me August because their house was done, and I was like, I'm not going to do all that cooking. Sure enough, I fell off the wagon. So between August and December, I started picking up some pounds again. So all that I had done started changing. But I started the group December 1st, I think it was, of 2016, and I was 181 pounds. And today, I'm 155 pounds. I was a size 14, and now I'm a size 8. I haven't been this size since my 30s. And I don't mind sharing, another non-scale victory is I feel like I did when I was in my 30s. Guys, I will be 60 next year, Lord willing. Okay, I turned 59 this August, and then next year, 60. But I feel amazing.
That's the key. It's the feel. How do you feel?
I love
Numbers on the scale, I love them. I will celebrate them all the time. But it's how we feel. It's about, you know, all the things that we're able to do, your capability. Age is literally a number. It's about how we live our life, and the fact that you have made this your lifestyle is what's the biggest part for me. I do have people who they'll start the challenge and they are motivated, but then they just, you know, kind of fall off. But that's what I want to know is, all the excuses, all the reasons that I hear. People don't have time to work out or meal prep, eat healthy. People don't have the money to do it, you know. And yes, people's schedules are crazy. I totally get it. I have 2 little teeny tiny kids. There are like legitimate reasons why people don't commit, even whether it's accountability, motivation, don't know what to do, so many reasons. What made you push past all those reasons and turn this into a lifestyle? Well, you work crazy too.
Yeah, I do. I work 3 jobs, guys. One main motivator for me was, like I said, just feeling healthy. When I started experiencing for myself the strength and the energy increasing, stamina, all of that, that right there, that was motivation for me. So around February, I had a cousin who passed away and had to go to North Carolina to her funeral. Well, that was early in the group and all of that, so I didn't want to stop and break my routine of working out. I actually packed all of my workout stuff and took it with me, which is so cool, guys, because even when you're not in your normal setting, because we have access to this Beachbody on demand 24/7, it's just the push of a button. I was doing PYO 21-day fix then, so we were working with weights. I carried my weights. I carried everything.
Like packed up her weights and took them with her, and then ended up working out at a gym that had weights.
Yeah.
But she didn't even want to chance not having her weights. Like, this woman packed her weights to take on a trip. And
but that
so,
was
like,
me dwelling with myself according to knowledge. I am wired to, or I should say I was wired to start something and then stop. And so I was in the momentum and I didn't want to break it. So I took it with me to build that consistency. And guess what? I'm going away tomorrow on vacation. Now, I want to work out while I'm on vacation. It's not that we have to. It's all about what we want to do. It's a choice for us. But now it's become routine for me. And let me tell you something, and I'm no doctor, but I know our bodies were created to move. Technology, all that kind of stuff is setting us up to sit and be sedentary. We watch TV or we do whatever by remote. But we're wired to move. And so I like that now. I'm actually looking forward to it. Some days I may be tired and have to push to do it, but guess what? Once I get going, it's good. So I'm happy that what started out as trying to be consistent for the group, over time, what's that they say about habits? Now it's becoming routine. So
yeah. Well, clearly we can talk about this stuff all day, every day. We're so just passionate about it. It's, you know, changed our life. It's such a blessing for me to see this with my mom, because that was my goal, was to kind of break it for my generation, for my siblings and my kids. I wanted to model something different, because our generation isn't necessarily our, you know, kind of family line. We just have had a lot of stuff, a lot of diseases, a lot of just things that lifestyle preventable diseases that took lives way too soon, and I knew I wanted something different for me and my kids. And so to see my mom hop on, and now she's, you know, changing that for her and modeling that for my kids, I mean, it's just a huge blessing. So I just want to kind of leave you with this question or challenge. Wherever you are right now, if you were to continue doing exactly what you're doing, where would you be in 6 months? So I know Mom at the beginning never thought, the goal that we set weight-wise for her, she set a small goal, which are good to set small goals, but she didn't even set a big goal because she didn't think she would get there. So she's completely surpassed what she thought she would be able to achieve. And so where would you be in 6 months? Would you be happy with where you are, or would you be wanting more? Because a lot of times we're searching for more and we just don't know where to go. So I have free groups because I'm just, like I said, so passionate about this, and I really want everybody to experience this lifestyle that we're talking about. It's literally life-changing. So if you want to know more information about my free groups, or what this challenge group is about, how it works with eating healthy and the meal plans, and it's a lifestyle thing. We don't do quick fixes. That's why she didn't lose 20 pounds in a month. There's no pills, no, you know, I don't promise anything quick, but I promise that if you trust me and, you know, really commit to changing your lifestyle and setting up patterns and healthy habits, that it will make a difference. So
and just get started.
Just start.
You'll be surprised.
Yeah. So reach out to me if you need a little bit of help, whether it's accountability, whatever. I would love to connect with you. So send me a message. Have a great weekend. Anything else?
That's it. Just expect to be surprised.
Yeah, you can do it.